Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me, kind of just talk about some things. I'm going to do kind of an introducing myself to you guys. I was looking back over my past videos and realized y'all don't really know who the hell I am, so maybe we should get to know each other a little bit. Just saying. So I've got a bunch of errands to run today. My son is in a play, and so I've just ran and dropped him off. I have to go back and pick him up. He's got another performance tonight. Full day. Full day. Bills have to be paid, fun times. So I'm just going to do kind of like a rehearsal for what I'm going to wear to his play tomorrow night. So I want to see how my makeup's going to look, see if I need to tweak anything. So I'm going to get ready today with the makeup that I plan on wearing tomorrow night and see if I need to tweak anything, change anything before the big night. So let's get started. I'm going to start out with Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer Matte. I'm going to link everything that I'm using in the description box below. I'm going to go ahead and say everything in this video is not sponsored. I don't have any affiliate links. I don't have any of that stuff. I put links in my description box so that it'll make it easier. If y'all see something that you want, you can go find it. Pretty much it. But other than that, nothing is sponsored, and I don't get paid for any of this. So, I'm just kind of doing this because I want to. So I'm going to hit my problem areas first. I kind of get oily in this whole region right here. It's fun times. And then I'm just going to kind of around my eyes. I'm also going to hit my face with the Smashbox So Chill Coconut Primer Water, just so that the rest of my face gets something as well. And periodically throughout the video, I'm going to use that to kind of blot down some of the powder that I use and everything so that my face doesn't get cakey or anything. But anyway, moving on. I'm going to try this again. This foundation, even though everybody raves about it, has been a problem for me. I just can't get it to work for me. It falls off my nose. It just bunches in weird areas. I've tried baking. I've tried not baking. I've tried different primers, no primer, whatever. But I'm going to try it again because this is a brand new bottle of foundation. I paid money for it and I want to use it. But Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in the shade Soft Ivory. I've had a lot of problems with this foundation. It's wonderful for everybody else, but it's just not working for me. Anyway, so let's get down to introductions. My name is Mindy, as you can tell by this channel name. I'm 35 years old. I'm married. I'm not going to say what number of marriage I'm on, but I'm married. This is another trick I've been doing. I will blot on my foundation with this Luxie 732 Airbrush foundation brush, and then I will go back and I will go over it with my sponge so that everything is applied evenly. Why am I going out of focus? Everything's applied evenly and it lays right. And it kind of helps, putting it on initially with the brush helps get into these crevices around my nose. So it's just been something I've been doing. But anyway, so I'm 35. I'm married. I've been married for 2 years, but it'll be 3 years in April, but I've been with my husband for 5. And I love my husband. He is the male version of me. I think that's the reason why we can get along. But then it also kind of causes that problem that sometimes we're so much alike that it also leads to the argument. It's like a can't win for losing kind of situation, but you know, hey. I generally don't film when my husband's home. My husband really doesn't even know that I have a YouTube channel. It's not something I talked about. And my husband is a jokester. So usually when I'm sitting here, as you can tell, there's a doorway behind me. That's my hallway. And there are times that my husband will come dancing down the hallway and here bugging me while I'm doing my makeup. And he's just silly. Why do I keep going out of focus? Anyway, I do not have like a professional setup. Matter of fact, I'll spin it around here in a minute and I'll let you see. Oh, that's annoying. I'll let y'all see the actual setup I have going on. I'm recording all my videos off of my cell phone, so sorry, it's not professional grade. Like, I don't have a ring light, I don't have a fancy camera. I have a cell phone that keeps going out of focus, and that's about it. Hold on, guys. There we go. Okay. So, I mean, it's not anything major to write home about. I work as a 911 operator in my local town. I'm not going to disclose that information because it could make me lose my job. And I really like being a 911 operator. It can be stressful, but I feel like I get to help people, and I really like it. You get your funny calls, you get your serious calls, so I mean, you never know what you're going to walk into from one day to the next, which makes the job enjoyable. Okay, now that I've got that done, I'm going to go in with some concealer. I'm using the Sephora brand, Make No Mistakes High Coverage Concealer in the shade Fleur de Sel, I guess. I don't know. It's 01, you know, for us pasty people. But, so that's basically it. Like, my hobbies are kind of, like, boring, I know. But I like to watch TV. That's the reason why a lot of my videos center around, like, the Real Housewives. It's kind of like the stuff that chills me out after a hard day of work or a very stressful time. Right now, I've been going through a lot. My father has been diagnosed with stage 3 lung cancer. We're creeping up on the 4th year of my daughter's passing, and it's just been a difficult time. So I kind of escaped into Brain Dead TV. As far as children, I had 2 children. I had a little girl. She had cerebral palsy due to a traumatic birth injury, and she passed away when she was 11 and a half from complications from a disease called autonomic dysautonomia. And pretty much what happened was her brain and nerves were not communicating well with her body. It started shutting down major organ systems. It started with her intestines and her stomach, and we spent a lot of time in and out of the hospital with that. And then what led to her passing was that it shut down her, there we go, it shut down her diaphragm, and she couldn't breathe on her own. So she passed away on January the 12th, 2015, and we're creeping up into 2019, so it's been rough to say the least. but I get through it because my son is great. Him and his sister are very close, and he's kind of really bounced back and kind of flourished since she passed, and I got to keep up with him, and I got to do so. Okay, I'm going to go in with Rimmel Stay Matte Loose Powder, and I'm also going to go in with Rimmel Stay Matte Pressed Powder. I use the loose powder to bake, the pressed powder to kind of set the rest of my face. For baking, I just dip in with my sponge and go in to the areas where I applied the concealer. I don't do the top part of my lid because I want my shadows to stick to that, but I do the bottom of my eyes and the bridge of my nose. Anyway, so my son is now in his teen years and just has his first girlfriend. It's quite hilarious. He's a very active child. He is on his school's broadcast channel. His girlfriend is the co-host, and he is the behind the scenes for her. Why do I keep going out of focus? This is annoying me. But he's a good kid. He really is. He's suffered through a lot, and he has come out a very good kid. He's very empathetic with people. He is very sweet, and I am thankful every day because I could have a kid like I was when I was his age, and oh Lord. But anyway, getting off of that, my hobbies kind of include Brain Dead TV, as you can tell from most of my uploads. And I also enjoy reading. I'm big into Stephen King, Charlaine Harris, Laurel Hamilton, Anne Rice. My husband took me down to New Orleans last year for my birthday / our wedding anniversary, because we got married on my birthday, and drove around for an hour in New Orleans, and we finally found Anne Rice's house, and I was like a kid in a candy store. I was snapping pictures. I was just over the moon elated. But I also like scary movies. I think of them as an escape from the real world. That's just kind of me. I will watch scary movies year round. I don't need it to be Halloween, but Halloween is my favorite holiday. If you want a Christmas shop for me, you do it during Halloween. Alright guys, so we're going to be going into the eyeshadow, which I have been hitting up this palette pretty hard since I got it in BoxyCharm, and it's the Ace Beauty Grandiose palette. It has an amazing color story in it. So today we're going to be going into Patchouli, right down here, Rose, Poppy, Myrtle, and then I'm going to be hitting the brow bone with Jasmine. So we're going to be hitting this palette pretty hard today. Anyway, as far as other hobbies, I really just now got back into makeup. And I've got to hold up a mirror because I can't see that far. I used to be really hard into makeup when I was younger. Then I had kids and my focus changed, kind of like the focus on my camera right now. My focus in life changed to just them, and that's kind of where my life laid. And now that my son has gotten older, and he doesn't need me as much anymore, and I'm trying to spice things up in my marriage, we've been together for 5 years. We love each other to pieces, but you know, things get boring after a while. And I decided to get back into makeup, but I kind of still approach it like I used to when I was younger. I was a grunge kid, as you can tell. Flannel's back. Oh, yeah. I'm happy. But I'm a grunge kid. I was a heavy metal enthusiast, still am. My husband's like, how can you listen to that? Shut up. But I am really kind of the alternative kind of person. So I like dark eye makeup, dark lipstick. My face is pale by nature, but if I can make it any paler, I try. And I kind of just approach makeup the same way I used to. Now, I've changed up a lot of my techniques now, because used to it was like 3 eyeshadow colors, I'm done, let's go. I didn't do any contouring when I was younger because we didn't know what that was. You know, I was a teenager in the 90s. You know, but I don't know. I'm just trying new things, but I kind of approach them the same way I used to. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it. I don't really do bright colors. Like this rose color is about as bright as I'm going to get. But I really don't do bright colors that often. I'm more of your darker kind of girl. And that's kind of where I love it. So my husband just kind of accepts it. Now that I've gotten into makeup, he's now going, we don't need to spend so much money on makeup. But, you know, my husband's also obsessed with shoes. So he likes Jordans, $200-300 a pair. I'm like, if you're buying shoes, I'm buying makeup. So don't play with me. But we come to a happy medium. And that kind of like ends my hobbies. I really don't do much because I'm either at work or I'm here at the house doing something. I don't really go out. I don't drink a whole lot anymore like I used to when I was younger. I kind of lead a boring life. I mean, sorry. There's really no tea here, but I just think that some things I have a unique perspective on. And if you agree with that, you agree with that. And if you don't, I'm sorry. But I've looked at other YouTube channels and I'm like, people are watching this and these people do not have a single unique thought in their brain. Then people would love listening to my opinions on things. Because I really think about this stuff before I do it. I don't just jump on here and do a video for nothing. This is kind of the most freestyle video I've done. And I'm a little out of my comfort zone here. But I have 2 dogs. I'm a pit mom. My oldest dog was my daughter's service animal. And he is so super sweet and loving. I get the whole argument about, oh my God, you should have pets around children. Okay, look. Let me explain something to you. Any animal can be vicious. You can train a freaking golden retriever to attack on command. It is all in how you raise the animals. And my dogs, while they are very friendly, they are also territorial. So if you're trying to hurt one of their humans, you're going to have hell to pay. But they don't just automatically go out here and try to hurt anybody. So that argument is invalid with me. It just does not work. Alright guys, I'm going to kick off my bake. I also have some fallout from the eyeshadow, so I'm going to kick all that off. Real quick. Oh, come on, camera, work with me today. I'm going to go back in with some primer water just so that I don't get the little alligator look under my eyes. Can't breathe. So while I'm waiting on that to kind of soak in, vape break. I do vape. I used to smoke, and when I started working in dispatch, it's hard to be able to go on a smoke break if like all your lines are ringing and you've got some serious stuff going on. So I got into the world of e-cigarettes, which those weren't strong enough. And I tried every brand. And then I got into the world of vaping, and I'm a vapor. I can't help it. But I don't vape as much as I used to smoke. So that is helpful. And my nicotine level is less than what it would be in a cigarette. So, again, helpful. But, you know, you hear people all the time, oh, that's so bad for you, you know, you're gonna die. Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I have been exposed to secondhand smoke my entire life. My dad was a walking human freight train. And so I'm probably already going to have lung cancer. I also was an asthmatic when I was younger. I still have some problems with that when the weather is like it is right now, where it's very cold or when it turns really hot. But, you know, I've just decided I'm going to live my life the way I want to. And if people don't like it, I really don't care. Because you're not paying my bills. You know, I'm going to kind of do what I want to do. That's the whole point of being an adult. But I do feel like I breathe a lot better with me vaping than I did when I was smoking. And so, going with that. That's what I'm going with. Anyway. So, my husband is a smoker too. So, I mean, I get exposed to smoke still. I mean, that has not changed any. And while he doesn't smoke as much as my father did, he smokes super long menthol cigarettes. Bleh. I've always hated menthols. But it is what it is. And no, we don't go outside to smoke. I know we're horrible people, but it's my house. I'm going to smoke where I want to. Okay. I'm just going to take my fluffy brush that I was in my crease and kind of even out some of these lines in my shadow. Anyway, I don't really go out a whole lot because I work funky hours, so it's hard for me to get off work and then be like, oh, I'm gonna go out. No. I'm gonna take this jasmine color that I used on my brow bone, and I'm just gonna hit this inner tear duct area, give it a nice little highlight. And we're almost done with eyeshadow. And we can move on to everything else. But I do watch a lot of YouTube. A lot of YouTube. I watched the Shane Dawson TanaCon series and the Shane Dawson Jake Paul series. And I watched the Shane Dawson Jeffree Star series. Jeffree Star was actually the first YouTuber I started watching. I find him hilarious, and if you have an issue with Jeffree Star, that's on you. Don't shove that on me. I've seen his apologies for the things that he said in his past, and I also have watched his videos and actually listened to the things that he says, and that is the problem that most people do not do. If you watch his videos and actually listen to what he says, he is constantly defending, he is constantly calling out major brands on their shade range, trying to be more inclusive. So if this man was as racist as everybody's out here running around believing, he would not be doing that. It's just not something a racist would do. Be inclusive is not part of the racist mantra. It just isn't, okay? I'm from the South. I've been around a lot of racist people. That's not something they do. Okay, I'm going to get off that tangent. I'm going to start my contour. I told y'all in past videos, Park Avenue Princess palette is my go-to. I use it every single day for my contour. I'm going to be going into the shade Angle, which is this shade right here, with this Luxie 660 Precision brush. It's a nice little domed brush right there. But I also watch Tati Westbrook. I love her videos. I love her reviews. I think she is one of the most honest people on YouTube. I watch a lot of the drama channels, and I find them to be hilarious in some ways and kind of tragic in other ways. Excuse me, guys. My nose is running because it's cold. But John Cookian or whatever, I find him to be a sad individual. I would say that is like classic attention-seeking behavior. You know, just saying. I'm going to go into Princess Cut, which is this shade right here. That's kind of what I go to for my nose contour, which I'm not that great at, so hey, we're just going to kind of go with it. But I love Drama Investigator and Beauty Truth Sleuth and Here for the Tea. I watch all of them. I just really do. Anytime a new scandal's coming out, I just fall down the rabbit hole and I watch all of them obsessively. I've started watching Petty Paige here recently. I find her to be very funny. And I've fallen down this rabbit hole of this show called Dishwashing Liquid. I have watched everything that she has posted on YouTube in the past couple of days. It has been like an obsessive journey. I'm taking Enhance and kind of going over this contour because I went a little heavy-handed. I'm also going to do that on my nose. And then I'm going to go into Halo and just kind of brighten up under my eyes a little bit. And I'm just using this Equate no-name brush from Walmart to do all those things with. Okay, now on to bronzer. But yeah, I watch a lot of YouTube as well. For bronzer, I'm going into the Wet n Wild Queensland from the Fire Dragon Ice Dragon collection. I bought the entire collection. I was obsessed. I love it. It's beautiful. And I'm going to take this e.l.f. Total Face Brush and just kind of bronze up a little bit. But I'm kind of waiting on Shane Dawson to come back out after this Jake Paul crap. I mean, Jake Paul, in my opinion, is kind of a loser. I can see the appeal for little kids. I don't see why all of these women keep falling for the same thing. I mean, now it's come out that him and Erica Costello split up because what did he do? Oh my God, he cheated. Who would have thunk it? I think he's a gigantic child. I think he's a man-child. I think that he doesn't have enough people around him to tell him no, and that is something that Shane Dawson told him, and I totally agree with it. He doesn't have enough people around him to tell him, no, that is stupid, that is wrong, you shouldn't do that, and it has led to him just doing whatever he pleases all the time, and can't live life that way. I wish I could, but you can't. So, next I'm going to go on to blush. I'm going to use this Laura Geller Baked Blush and Bright. I actually love this blush. It's very pretty. It's got that nice marbled look to it. It is something you can layer up. It doesn't go on too strong, which is what I like. I don't like a lot of blush. I actually kind of despise it. I have so much redness on my face that I cover up with foundation and powder that I don't want a whole lot added to that. So this is a nice blush for us people that don't like it, like a lot of blush. Okay, moving on to highlight. Apparently this is the Wet n Wild series today, but Wet n Wild Golden Flower Crown. It's a nice, like, kind of golden color. I am a makeup person on a budget, so I do hit up a lot of Wet n Wild stuff. I do hit up a lot of NYX, ELF, anything that can give me some products so that I can look nice without breaking the bank. Now, I do splurge. I bought the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate. I also bought the Tarte Holiday Collection. I have a Smashbox set. I'm not saying I don't spend the money for the high-end stuff. I just say most of the time I try not to because I can't really afford to keep buying it. So, for beauty on a budget, I go with some of the lesser expensive things. And I'm looking at my nose contour, and I'm just not loving this look right now, so I'm going to go in with some powder. And try to tone that down a little bit. I don't want to tone down. Whoa. Now let's see how bad I've rubbed my foundation off my nose. Okay. Alright. We're still good. We're still in business. I can deal with this. Anyway. Finished with my highlighter. I'm just going to hit the end of my nose. Cupid's bow, and just a little up here on my forehead. Anyway, so I mean that's really kind of it. That's kind of who I am. Not that exciting. I just am very opinionated. I'm an Aries. I'm sorry. It's what I do. Alright, so we're going to go into eyebrows. I'm going to be using this NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in the shade Blonde. And just kind of run this through because I want to make sure those lay down nice and flat. Plus I've gotten powder in them and they kind of look gray. But anyway. Now, the original concept behind this channel was me and my closest coworkers were supposed to get together to do this, and they kind of backed out at the last minute. And so I was like, you know what? I have opinions I want to share. And if people want to, they can watch it. If they don't, they don't. But I just want to put my opinions out there. Everybody else is doing it. Why can't I? I'm going to be going in with Wanderlash Unlashed Volume and Curl Mascara in the shade Tarmac. This is a good mascara. I actually like this mascara. Got it in my BoxyCharm, and I have used it several times. And it's getting kind of to the end of its life. So I might repurchase this. And I can't really talk and do my mascara at the same time, people. I'm just sorry. I am not that talented. I'll end up jabbing the wand into my eyeball, and then we will have serious problems. Anyway, though, that is the whole creation of my channel. That's a nice get to know me, you know. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment down below. You could hit up my Instagram, which is just MindyLynYT. Or you can find me on Twitter under Mindy Lynn. I post all of the times. Every time I post a video, I post it on those two mediums. So if you find me on one of them, yeah, hey, follow. Alright, so for the finishing touch to this look, we're going into Beauty Creations Long Wear Matte Lipstick in the lip gloss, excuse me. It says gloss. This is a lipstick. They don't know their stuff. In the shade Kiss Me. This is a really pretty red shade. And I figured since I'm doing red eyes, might as well do red lipstick. You know, why not? Alright, so that is the finished look. I'm going to hit up some setting spray. It's going to be, you guessed it, Wet n Wild. I'm doing the natural finish. I kind of go in between a dewy finish setting spray and a matte setting spray depending on how my skin's reacting. Since it's been so cold, I've only been kind of oily in the middle of my face. So I've been doing a more dewy setting spray. That way it doesn't kind of like just completely dry my face out. And I just noticed I got a little mascara down here. Okay. Okay. Fix that problem. Okay, so now that I have my face set, I'm gonna just spin y'all around real quick and show you kind of the makeup setup. So over here, away from the light, kind of have like my palette situation. These are concealers and primers. I've got like, that's my one light over here. This is the other light over here, which is the old lamp. Have my brushes, some setting sprays and stuff. Over here's mascaras, eyebrows, eyeliner situation. When I'm looking over the camera, it's because I'm looking into this big mirror so I can do my stuff. And then all of the rest of the madness down here. So that's kind of the setup I have. This is an old dresser, and an old chair. I just have a mirror propped up, and it's kind of my makeup station. Anyway, guys, that's enough for today. If you like, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you'll be notified every time I post, which is not on a regular basis. It's just kind of here and there. But I will see y'all guys on the next one.